Whoa, it's Mr. L coming at you live from the city of the New Orleans. So today I want to discuss how Instagram in 2019, how it affects the the sexual marketplace, or the SMP. So I'm going to read an excerpt that I found. It was very accurate by Scorpion from the Rouge Farm. Here we go. For several years, I've been talking about how Instagram is distorting the sexual marketplace by allowing 8s and 9s from around the world direct access to extremely rich and famous men. Instagram is simultaneously both an advertising and networking platform, connecting celebrities and other rare male 10s with the thirsty 8s and 9s who would rather line up for them than settle for a male 8 or 9 in their local area. Prior to social media and smartphones, this sort of hypergamous behavior was simply impossible. In order to have a chance at landing an extremely high-status man, even for a one-night stand, a woman had to physically relocate herself to Los Angeles, Miami, New York City, or some other Tier 1 city and find a way to place herself in the direct orbit of such men. Nowadays, all she has to do is have some high-quality pics taken by a local photographer and send out a few DMs. So that 19-year-old college stunner who in years past be dating the fraternity president or the star quarterback instead spends her summer partying on yachts or attending Los Angeles mansion parties with famous men. Her hypergamous instinct, her need to find the highest status man she can and attach herself to him, is hijacked and amplified to an impossible degree by the technology of social media. So who is losing out? All 9 famous men. It starts with the above average guys and should be dating and marrying these 8s and 9s. But since these women are indulging their hypergamy by chasing famous men on social media, the male 8s and 9s are forced to settle for 6s and 7s, which results in no small amount of dissatisfaction and reluctance to commit. So instead, you see these male 8s and 9s refusing to settle down, preferring to instead to feast on the endless pussy buffet of 6s and 7s that social media and online dating apps provide them. This effect filters down the entire sexual marketplace, with women lamenting the lack of good men who will commit to them, while gladly enlisting themselves as fuck buddies for any man to a more sexual market value points above them. At the same time, men can't find women they find worthy of commitment because all the women of their equal sexual market value instead fucking or trying to fuck men out of their sexual market value league. There was an interview that London Real posted with Dan Bilzerian, in which he confirms the fact. Women from all over the world simply direct message, DM him, want to hang out. And if they're attractive enough, they can do exactly that. Social media, smartphones, dating apps are completely distorting the modern dating environment, enabling the highest status men access to an endless supply of attractive women, forcing all non-famous men to date down and hijacking women's hypergamous instincts to turn them into whores for men outside the natural sexual market range. He continues here. It's really a combination of two things: obesity and social media or dating apps. Together, these have stratified the modern sexual marketplace to an incredible degree. The result is that the middle class of women, i.e., women rated 5 to 7, has both shrunk and diminished in quality. The reality is that absent obesity, most 16 to 25-year-old women would be at least a 5. Probably 80% of women are naturally 5 or greater in their prime years if they don't let themselves get fat. There's a default state of nature for humans. The average woman is designed to be sexually attractive to the vast majority of men during their years of prime fertility. Now, however, obesity has crept in and turned many women who should be 5, 6, or 7 into 2s, 3s, and 4s. And guess what? We don't suddenly get more 5 to 7s to replace them. These middle-class women are simply gone now. They've fallen into the underclass of the sexual marketplace. So what is the middle-class sexual market value man to do? Should he slum with the 2s and 3s? Obviously, he would only do so as a last resort. So he's forced to compete for the dwindling supply of women rated 5 to 7 and take what he can get, which for most men isn't much. But maybe he should set his sights higher. Why not go for the 8s and 9s? Here's where social media such as Instagram and dating apps affect the other side of the sexual marketplace hierarchy. They have unleashed hypergamy to a degree unknown in all of human history. Any good-looking woman with an internet connection now theoretically has access to the highest status men on the planet at the touch of a button. It is normal and socially acceptable for good-looking women to essentially advertise themselves on social media. The ease of doing so and the vast amount of positive intention they receive makes it completely intoxicating. They simply cannot resist. Almost every 8 and 9 today realizes the massive power her beauty and sex appeal provide her and leverages it via social media and dating apps to expand her potential dating pool beyond her social circle. And good-looking girls tend to have good-looking girlfriends, and all of them have a friend who got wifed up by a rich, high-status guy. They all want that, and by advertising themselves online, they, correctly, reason that they are more likely to catch the eye of some big-shot guy at some point. This is literal sexual economics. They have a product and they take advantage of this new advertising platform to get more of their target market's eyeballs on it. The modern sexual market value, or I should say the modern sexual marketplace, is essentially a winner-take-all environment. High-status men enjoy sexual access in abundance that literally rivals the kings of old with their harems. Or them harems. And beautiful women have never been more empowered to trade their looks for the best deal they can get. People on the low end of the sexual marketplace have completely checked out. They aren't even having sex. The 3 and below women, most due to obesity, the incel young men form a vicious feedback loop. The men see the only women available to them are disgusting, so they choose to play video games instead. The women see the only men available to them are losers who play video games, and they pick up the ice cream. This is why statistics show young people today having less sex on average, because at the bottom end of the SMV scale, sexual marketplace, sexual market value scale, most of these people are literally incel, both male and female. But just as in the case of economic stratification, the biggest losers are the middle class. The average to above average man is hit the hardest. The average to above average woman is hurt as well, as many will waste their best years being pumped and dumped by high status men on dating apps under the delusion that they can lock one down, but they won't. They will grow bitter by their early 30s when they're forced to settle down for a merely average guy. Many of these marriages will obviously implode within a few years, as we see happen all the time nowadays. It's really a bad situation. Individual men who manage to reach the top of the sexual marketplace in one way or another will laud this as the best of times. And it certainly is by that measure if you can reach that specific summit. But from a societal perspective, this is a total disaster and completely untenable long term. This sexual market is simply far too stratified. There are too many losers and too many non-participants. If the average man and the average woman are no longer able to naturally come together because half of the average women are now fat and the other half are chasing Chad, Tyrone's, and Mr. L's who won't commit to them, then there is something fundamentally broken in society, and the repercussions of that dysfunction will be felt far and wide. Again, that's from Scorpion from out the Rouge Forum, discussing today's sexual marketplace.